What is up, Transformer fans and geeks? Zagatron here with another figure review. And today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Core Class Autobot Ratchet. But before we get into the figure, I want to give out a very special birthday shout out to my nephew Jamil. He is one cool kid. And happy birthday, buddy. I love you. All right, so now here is Core Class Ratchet. So let's quickly get into the packaging. There is Ratchet as he appears in Transformers the movie. There is Ratchet in the famous windowless packaging. He is from Transformers the movie. His name is Ratchet. Transformers Generations right on the side of the box. Image of Ratchet on the side. Another image of Ratchet. He's indeed a core class. Back of the box, we do have images of Ratchet in his alt vehicle mode and his robot mode. He transforms in 15 steps. He's from Transformers the movie. And that is it for the packaging. So let's get Ratchet out of packaging and see if he is more than meets the eye. So here is Studio Series Ratchet out of packaging, and there's a saying that says good things come in small packages, and this guy's one of them. I actually prefer this guy over the Earthrise and the Siege versions of Ratchet. They've done a great job with the engineering to this guy, and overall he looks great, especially in this robot mode. So let's take a closer look at him. This is not really, I guess you could use this as a backdrop, but this is where he comes in packaging, where he comes in tied up. And so you could recreate that opening sequence of the movie. There's the ship where the Decepticons come in and blast him and all the other Autobots. But let's get this out of the way. Let's take a closer look at the figure. So here he is. Let's take a closer look at that awesome looking head sculpt right there. Let me see if we can focus in. That looks great. All the details. I love the windshield wipers right there in the front. It's got these Autobot symbols. They added that extra touch. Let me focus here a little bit because I'm not. There we go. They added that little extra touch here with the medical cross right behind the Autobot symbol. I don't recall Ratchet ever having that, but that's a nice little extra touch. There's not a lot of paint apps on this guy, but then again, Ratchet is it's always been a little basic as far as he's just basically plain white, but nice little paint app there on the waist. Some nice red paint there. Nice little clear blue there for the windshield. A lot of nice molded detail all the way through on the figure. All the way through the back. Very nice, clean backpack. I said they did a great job with this figure. Let me take away this gun. We got some nice paint apps there on the fists. And speaking of the accessories, let's remove this gun right here really quick so we could take a better look at that. And he does come with this pair of guns, which is, they look great. This is a nice little detail and they look fantastic. Very nicely done. Let's bring this guy up and let's go over the articulation. All right, his head is on a ball joint, so you get left and right rotation. The shoulders do a full 360. That we do have a 90-degree bend at the elbow. No articulation in the hands. Could also move the shoulders way out like that. There is no waist rotation. There's a tiny bit of an ab crunch there, kind of do that. You have ball jointed hips, so we can do the splits. We could do the front kick, we could do the back kick, and we have 90-degree bend at the knee. You can see, well, I don't think a full 90, but does have a bit of a knee bend. There is no ankle tiltage, or no articulation at the legs. But all in all, very, very nice. Let's put him down here really quick. Actually, let's put his guns back on his hands. If you want to store the guns, there's not really much weapon storage. You could store one of them back here and plug it in like that. So it's this way. I was able to do it earlier. Now it doesn't want to do it. Let's see. You can plug one of the guns back there on his backpack. If you want a weapon storage, you can have him holding one gun. You can put the other one back there. But as far as extra weapon storage, that is it. All right, let's put this guy right here to the side really quick. And for a quick comparison, let's bring in his wave mate, Wheelie. Technically, they're not really in scale. Wheelie is perfect scale, but this is, you know, a core class version of Ratchet, where obviously he's supposed to be bigger. But these are core class figures, so basically we'll all scale them together. All right, let's put these guys a bit to the side here. Let's keep Ratchet there in the middle. And here is Prime. So you can see like everything's sloping down. And let's get Wheelie out of the way here. Let's bring in technically another Prime. And here is core class Hot Rod. Let's see all the core class Autobots together. All right, very nice. Let's get those guys out of the way. And now, let's get Ratchet transformed into his vehicle alt mode. All right, now to transform Ratchet, first thing we will do is we will remove the guns. All right, so now we're going to begin at the shoulders. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip the arms up, and we're going to get the shoulders, and we're going to rotate them inwards like this. And then we're going to rotate at the bicep, and then we're going to flip outward like that. Same thing with this side. Make sure this piece is sticking out. And so yawns are all done. So now we're going to come here to the chest area. We're going to open this up. We're going to flip this head down. This goes up with the roof. So you could do that like that, and then we're just going to flip the front, the windshield in, and then we're just going to collapse this part like that. So now we're going to get the arms, and we're going to flip them backwards like so. Same thing with this side. I'm gonna flip it in, and so I make sure this guy is very ball jointy, like all these core class figures are. So we gotta make sure everything rotates properly. All right, so now right here at the forearm, we just tab these two guys in together. And so now we have this whole side section all done. So now we're gonna come around here to the waist, and we're going to rotate here, forming the whole front section of the ambulance. And so which way we're gonna go? We're gonna kind of give them splits here, and then these panels here on the legs, we're gonna open them up. We're gonna open them up like that. We're gonna open them up like that. All right, so now we're going to get this. This is on a hinge, and we're just going to fold at the hinge. And so now, here's a part that gets very tricky with the ball joints. So now, we're gonna hold right here at the leg, and then we're going to rotate like that. Because this piece likes to, you know, likes to move. So we just stick your finger here and then rotate right there. So that way you have everything even. All right, these ball joints don't get too, you know, they're always moving around, they're not evening out. So now, all we're gonna do is we're going to collapse this in like that, like that. I'm gonna use this part as a guide. See, when I mean about the ball joints, everything falls apart with these ball joints. These ball joints are very loose on my copy, so I'm just gonna pop this guy right back in like that, and then we're gonna use this part here as a guide. And so just follow everything like that, and so everything should tab in. There are tabs right up here, there's slots right in here, and so same thing on the bottom. So make sure that we just tab everything in together. Make sure you give everything a squeeze. And so now for the final part, these two panels, we just fold them forward. And so there's two little tabs right there. There's a little slot right here on the side. And you just collapse everything and just, you know, make sure to tab it in. Make sure to tab that in right there on the side. All right, so now here we have Ratchet in his awesome looking Earth ambulance mode, and I really dig this. I think it looks great. Let's take a closer look at the details. Nice silver paint there on the bumper. The lights right here. All the way to the back. He's got a spoiler. Very, very nice. Obviously, we are missing a lot of paint apps with this, but I'm not bothered by it. I think it looks great. And I wonder why they didn't do this with the Earthrise or the Siege version. You know, some type of engineering like this where you don't have any parts forming, or you don't have, you know, the feet sticking out the back like that. It's a nice clean transformation, as you can see in the bottom. You know, you don't have a lot of robot stuff being shown. Very, very nicely done. I really, really like this, and I like this better than the Earthrise or the Siege version. And as far as my surface, it does roll. Let me bring in the bring the instruction manual here that comes with him, and right here he does roll. He does roll rather nicely, but not on the surface that I have here. But as you can see, it does roll pretty good. Very nicely done. As far as weapon storage too, he does have two slots here on the side. We get these guns, and you can just plug them in right here on the side. Yep. Always happens. But yeah, you could just plug them in right there. Same thing on the other side. Just plug it in, and there we go. We have weapon storage. And that looks pretty cool. All right, as far as comparisons go, let's bring in some of these core class Autobots. First, let's start with Prime. And obviously this does not scale very well. Obviously, this is a truck and he's the same size, so this is not a good comparison. But if we bring in Hot Rod, I think that's more to scale. And bring in Wheelie here, his wave mate. And these three guys, they scale pretty nice. So this is supposed to be like a minivan, so that scales quite nice, just like that. All right, put these guys this. So in conclusion, a nice miniature version of Ratchet. I think he looks great in his robot mode, but where this figure shines is in the engineering, and it's unfortunate that they couldn't replicate that with the Siege and Earthrise versions. No parts forming on this guy, and I like the fact that they did add the 2 pistols with him, and I really dig this guy. I actually give him higher grades than his the Siege and the Earthrise versions of him. We are getting an upcoming Ironhide, Studio Series Ironhide, which looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to that, but right now we have this guy and I surely recommend him. So that's it for this review. Please make sure to smash that like button, make sure to comment, make sure to share, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to ring the little bell just for notifications on upcoming videos. So this is Zagatron signing out, and this was the Transformers Studio Series Core Class Ratchet video review, and thank you for watching.